You can't see me, but I just popped my fist.
Nice. And we are live. Hello, citizens of the internet. We are back, bitches.
Finally, Streamlabs sorted its shit out.
Nope. Using OBS Studio.
Oh,
Fuck Streamlabs.
Yeah,
fuck
them.
Streamlabs.
Okay, getting the link out. Streams. And Cortex. All right.
Sorry if you can hear Eli.
It's all good.
I was like, to you, Eli. He's a good boy.
If they would just close the blinds in the living room, he'd stop barking at shit right now. But no, just we waited so long for these blinds, and yet we're not going to use them. We're just going to keep them open, so nothing changes. Sorry,
Hello, Kay. Can you hear me? And can you hear Raptor and Kenzie? And hello, Mike. Bork, 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 bork.
I like the box.
You mocking me, Mike? Are you mocking me from when we played Among Us?
Bok, 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 bok.
Buck, 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 buck.
Yeah, what a cock.
I just am so happy that that just went over everyone's head.
Yeah. Affirmative. Awesome. Okay, so we can all be heard.
Woo.
Just wait a couple of minutes for some more people to roll on in. And as I was saying to Kenzie and Raptor, yeah, fuck Streamlabs. We're now using OBS Studio. Much more reliable.
OBS Studios is now the official endorsed streaming software of the Bean Daddy Mandela channel.
Yes. Hello, Cam. Bing chilling. Nice. Coming in loud
I
and
hope
clear. Excellent.
you mean
Excellent.
big chilling, or has Cam become a really big Chandler fan?
Either way, I'm cool with it.
Notice I don't bring up the streaming service because no one is that dumb.
Tell me the demo reel in the title isn't what I think it is. I'm sorry to say that it probably is exactly what you think it is.
How do you know? You don't even know what it was until we explained it to you.
Because you explained it to me! So that's probably what Mike is dreading. Friendship ended with Streamlabs, now OBS is my best friend. Yes, exactly.
Like, I tried Streamlabs before, and my computer chugged when I used it. Like, once.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I asked Raptor about alternatives, and it was like a bad breakup. Like, I was feeling down about Streamlabs not working anymore. So Raptor's like, forget that, bitch. I'm gonna introduce you to my friend OBS Studios.
I know it's been very good fun with you.
Yes. Yeah, we hit it off right off the bat, and this is a really weird analogy, so I'm gonna stop now. Only best studio it stand for. It seems like it. So, shall we begin?
Sure.
Cool. So since we were cut off in the middle of it last time, we're going to start with SpongeBob Lost episode, SpongeBob and the Missile.
We're just gonna take it from the beginning.
Yeah. 'cause I don't quite remember what was happening.
I just remembered that I called the voice of Squidward, and that dib still stands.
Okay. I'll be Mr. Krabs.
Stealth.
So, Nickelodeon was one of my favorite channels when I was a kid. I
Just
grew
like
up
everyone else. I think I made that joke last week, but
one of us did at least.
yeah.
I grew up with shows such as Rocko's Modern Life and, of course, SpongeBob SquarePants. I remember I pointed out those actually took place at least a couple of years apart.
But I think at the very least reruns were still of Rocco were still on then.
Yeah. I said in the last stream before Streamlabs decided to game end itself, but and before SpongeBob and the Missile makes Bikini Bottom equals Bikini Atoll reference. Headache, and I imagine it's about to get worse. Oh, I'm sorry you have a headache, Kay. Hello, Bagel. Yes, we are back. We're back. Bean Daddy Mandela story. Keep Rocco's Modern Life's name out your fucking mouth.
This is a good show.
You probably
I'm
know.
hoping she means the author and not us.
Yes, she does.
Kay seems very passionate about Rocco's Modern Life.
Well, of course,
Oh
it's a
no,
good
I
show.
said it.
Yeah, it's an amazing show.
I don't really remember too much about it.
Okay, then we're going to be having a Rocco watch party sometime soon.
Yeet.
Yay.
You probably know what the show was about, so yeah. Okay, I remember that line now. It's dumb as before. I have loved the show, but as the seasons progressed, it started to appeal to more modern audiences. Not really my cup of tea.
Insert repeat of hipster jokes here.
Yeah. The modern seasons are a little immature. Yeah, I remember this.
Yeah, like, you realize it's for kids, right?
Yeah.
They're not going to be talking about foreign policy in the Middle East.
In case Kay confirmed, yes, we may talk about Rocco, not the author, though.
Yay.
No, Bagel, we are not reading the Big Bang Theory creepypasta.
No.
Okay. The modern seasons
Maybe
are a little
I'll tackle it
immature,
one day.
but it managed to get some laughs out of me. I'm so glad it got some laughs out of you, you snooty son of a bitch. Last week on Friday, I was at a yard sale in my neighborhood. I was looking at old toys from the 90s, some old DVDs, etc. Okay. Yeah, I'm remembering this.
He's having mom flashbacks.
That's what I saw a DVD that simply said SBSP. It didn't take me a genius to figure out what the letters SBSP meant, so I bought it.
Now I remember. I got some mileage out of that.
Hip-hop, how do you know what does it stand for, like, Samson, Benjamin, Sassafras, Pete?
The lady at the yard sale said she had never seen the DVD before, but I could have it. I gave her $5 and went back home. When I went home, my parents told me I had to go to band practice. Nerd. So I put the disc in my sock drawer. Okay, I remember that.
Why? It's not porn.
And went outside and hopped into the car. I don't know why I just imagined this guy like in a bunny costume, like going hop, 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 getting into his car.
It never directly said it was SpongeBob SquarePants, so it could be the parody SpongeBob SquarePenis. And that's why he hid it in the sock drawer.
Oh god. After band practice, I had forgotten about the DVD. It wasn't until Saturday morning that I remembered about the disc.
You have a fucked memory.
Okay, I remember, yeah. Okay, he bought it on Friday evening. By Saturday morning. Yeah, wow, real passage of time shit there. It was 7 a.m. and my parents were still asleep. I got the DVD, woke up my laptop, and inserted the disc. Yeah, and keep spelling disc differently.
Again, do most laptops, I know mine don't, even play DVDs anymore.
Mine can't, sadly.
A
Like, with
lot of them
streaming-
have the capability to, but they don't have the disk drive anymore.
Right. So it's like, I'm just so sick of this. I mean, again, this could be, like, for all I know, written in, like, maybe the mid-2000s, like, later 2000s. I don't know, but...
Also, the creator passed away, so the direction probably changed. Yeah. Right. It could be Kenzie. SBSP could mean, sexy bums, sex p. Okay. I'm just gonna say go to Horty jail for the hell of it. Spongebob SquarePants. Oh my god, all of you. For some reason, the disc was sticky when he took out. Bagel!
What an unforgivable jail, all of you.
Not even been a full day.
Yes, my
DVDs is
children.
nuts. Alright, one of you take over.
Alright. I opened up my video player. The first thing that played was the SpongeBob SquarePants theme song. I plugged in my headphones and put them on. The intro was different. Oh no, guys. When the kids in the intro said SpongeBob SquarePants, it just ended up muted, and after that turns back to normal. This happened on and on until it ended. Could just mean that the disc is scratched a little. I didn't know why that would happen. Again, could just be a scratched disc. You bought it at a yard sale.
Because you're an idiot.
I just ignored it. The intro ended and the title card came in. The title card simply said, SpongeBob and the Missile.
I mean, sped is fitting for this person.
No! Look, I can't speak. Do not turn my mush mouth into... You fucker.
The first thing that played was the theme song? Groundbreaking.
The title card simply said SpongeBob and the Missile, a weird name for a kids whose target audience is for 7-year-olds. Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
A weird name for a kids. Yeah. SpongeBob and
It's
the
what?
Missile is a weird name for your kid whose target audience is for 7-year-olds. And again, remember, I thought the later seasons were immature.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for a show targeted for 7-year-olds. There's no music playing during the title card like always. The episode then started. It faded to the exterior of SpongeBob's pineapple house, then cuts to the living room. SpongeBob and his friend Patrick arrive inside the house, and Patrick sits down on the couch. And I remember bringing this up, but I don't know if this was by the time that we started having trouble. I love that the writer says, oh, I don't think I need to explain to you the story, but does need to establish that Patrick is in fact SpongeBob's friend.
Yeah.
And that he does live in a pineapple.
Exactly.
SpongeBob starts
Which
making
manga
lemonade
to
to
see.
cool. SpongeBob starts making lemonade to cool off after a long day of jellyfishing at Jellyfish Fields. And again, to name where they in fact go jellyfishing. Soon after, there was a knock at the door. SpongeBob walks to the door and is greeted by a very angry Squidward. But wait, who is Squidward? We don't know their relationship. And for some reason, it reads as a script, and I hate when stories do this. Squidward, will you stop leaving your mail in my mailbox? SpongeBob.
Meh. Sorry, Squidward. I didn't know my mail was in your mailbox.
Squidward. Well, it's your mail, so it's yours. Groundbreaking dialogue. I hope the missile wipes you out.
The ballistic missile.
SpongeBob, looking a bit confused.
Meh. Or ballistic missile.
Squidward. It's been all over the news. You didn't know the missile coming down? Just after that, the news came on TV, even though it wasn't established that the TV was on. Anchorman. Manny, I think this was you.
I thought that was Raptor.
I'll do it then. Breaking news! A ballistic missile has been found heading towards Bikini Bottom in an hour. This is Bikini Bottom's worst stays yet. However, there was an underground bunker miles away from the town. This is a realistic flying fish head signing off. Good luck and Godspeed.
The TV then goes to static. SpongeBob then gets a call from Mr. Krabs telling him to meet at his house immediately. Yeah, I guess that counts as 3.
Yeah. Hello, apostrophe. Glad you could join us. Raptor.
Oh, yeah, I forgot I was reading. Anyway, the TV goes to static. SpongeBob then gets a call from Mr. Krabs, telling him to meet him at his house immediately.
I read that already.
Keep going.
Oh, I'm confused right now. Anyway, the scene fades to Mr. Krabs' house. SpongeBob, his pet snail Gary, Patrick, Squidward, Sandy Cheeks, Mr. Krabs' daughter's Pearl were there. They both had suitcases packed. Right next to Mr. Krabs was a parked boatmobile. Mr. Krabs.
Everyone, put your stuff in the trunk! Fast!
Everyone immediately did so, although a ton of boatmobiles are seen pulling out of their driveways. Anyways, after that, they started hitting the road. Mr. Krabs started the car, while his daughter Pearl sat in the passenger seat. SpongeBob, Sandy, and Patrick were all squeezed in the back seat.
Why are we getting the seating arrangement described to us?
I don't know.
Really needs to paint a picture.
SpongeBob's pet snail Gary was on his lap. Mr. Krabs realized there was no space for Sandy, so they taped Squidward's legs to the roof of the boatmobile. Squidward thought that giving Squidward a gun would eliminate traffic, to which Sandy pointed out that would not be a great idea, but he still did it anyway.
He gave him a gun!
This had to have been not a serious one. This was not.
I can believe it.
This was not written in seriousness.
Not enough to say that for me yet.
Krabs.
If we leave Squidward on the roof of the boat with a gun, we'll have less traffic to deal with.
Spongebob. I'm gonna commit war crimes on the streets, my boy.
Hi, Jemmy.
Time card for a few minutes later. This was the part that kind of disturbed me.
Oh, here we go, guys.
Squidward was on a shooting rampage during this time, killing pedestrians left and right just to shave a few minutes. That's not how you say that. Patrick's been biting his nails the entire time.
You don't have nails. You don't have nails? What the fuck, man? You went against SpongeBob laws, but Patrick don't have fingers.
Mr. Krabs says they will arrive to the bunker in about 10 minutes. I'm not sure if
totally canon Krabs bunker.
He was on a what? You heard it, Kay. You heard it. I'm not sure if they'll even get the tape off of Squidward's legs in time.
You just going back.
Patrick.
I think Squid can do that.
Patrick. I'm scared, SpongeBob.
SpongeBob.
I know, Patrick. I hope we would get there in time.
Patrick.
I hope you got a some spare coral bites, SpongeBob. I haven't eaten lunch today. That was how it was written. I hope you got some spare coral bites.
Time card for 32 minutes later. Mr. Krabs. Alright, we're getting really close to the bunker. We'll have time to spare if we don't get distracted. Before Mr. Krabs could finish his sentence, everyone heard a faint scream and a whack. They heard a whack.
Squidward, what are you doing up there?
When they all checked to see what happened, Squidward flew off the boat, hit the tunnel wall, and died. Well, right to the point. It was an absolute bloodbath.
In all caps. Bloodbath is in all caps.
Yes, that's why I said it that way. I don't know if this is... What the fuck is Diary of a Wimpy Kid? What are you guys talking about?
It's a book
About Diary of a
series
Wimpy
for,
Kid?
like, elementary to middle school level.
I see.
Became a movie. I think they are making it into an animated movie.
I've actually seen like the first film. It's pretty good, not gonna lie.
It was a little past my time, so I never read them or watched the movies.
Okay, here we go. It was an absolute bloodbath. I wish I had a screenshot to show it, because
So do
Squidward
we,
was
because then
pouring
we can make
blood
fun
out
of
of
it.
every severed limb. The blood was not that hyper-realistic, more cartoonish, but still unsettling to see.
Well, that's different, but you still used hyper-realistic like an imbecile.
Everyone had no idea where the gun went, though, and by the looks of it, that's the only weapon they packed. Also, I want to point out what Mike said. How is shooting pedestrians getting them there quicker?
Yeah, if anything, that's gonna make you worse, because if you're gonna be shooting people in their cars, that's like you're killing them. They can't move their cars then.
Yeah, I can send you the fanfiction later. That's okay. This is not a good sign.
Don't say.
Go ahead, Kenzie.
Also, to piggyback off of the is this the copy of a Diary of a Wimpy Kid fanfiction? What fanfiction is that?
Not a fan fiction.
If we can figure out what it is, we might have next week's story.
No.
I don't think so. Like, because they're like the same story, so we'll just be like within two of the same story.
After the Squidward incident, the others kept driving. Not long after, a family trying to escape pointed back, trying to signal something. Turns out there's a boat that's driving at 120 miles per hour and is crashing into every other boat and is still going. Mr. Krabs parked into an empty gas station just in time before the boat came in and killed them all. I can't say the same for the family, though. ... As soon as everyone got out of the boat, Mr. Krabs started congratulating everyone. Mr. Krabs.
Great job, team! If we were as little as a second behind, we'd all be dead. We got insanely lucky this time. If we could survive that, we could definitely survive the missile.
That's not how that works. Also, what do you mean, great job, team? You're driving. Mr. Krabs told Spongebob and Patrick to go get some snacks. Mr. Krabs then told Pearl that if she needs to go to the bathroom, now would be the time. And he told Sandy to help with the gas. Time card for 13 minutes later. Remember when they taped Squidward to the roof of the boat? Yes, that only happened a couple paragraphs ago. We're not goldfish. Well, turns out the other people did that too, because Mr. Krabs was assassinated from a bullet to the head.
Oh, that escalated quickly.
Give me a minute to process that. What? How does that even make sense? They're not even in traffic. They're in a gas station.
How did he get shot 13 minutes earlier?
No, it's 13 minutes later.
Whatever. Oh my god.
After everyone else heard the gunfire, Pearl... Oh, so I guess they're back in. Pearl pulled the emergency brake and she, along with Sandy, Spongebob, Gary, and Patrick, took cover, to the best of their extent, that is. Shots were still being fired, and luckily nobody was hurt from the bullets. The windows? Not really the same story. Stop, don't write like this. The windows? We're not fucking asking. We don't care about the status of the windows. No one asked this. As Patrick got cut deep in his arms and legs, Gary hid under his shell while Sandy found a disinfectant and SpongeBob got some band-aids that will make
What?
Patrick stop crying about it.
From where?
Her ass. Alright, that's all I can handle for now.
To dump Mr. Krabs off the side of the road, and Sandy had to take the wheel. She immediately went ham on the gas pedal for a while. For a while, the ride was perfectly fine until the boat ran out of gas.
Wait. Perfectly fine. I thought they were being shot at.
I guess they were able to shake them off via a little road, via like a weapon called plot convenience. That's the best I can come up with. There were no other gas stations on the highway, so everyone had two choices: one to the bunker on foot, or on foot with all the supplies, or jack someone's car. What did you think they were going to choose?
Is this a
I
fucking
don't
episode of
care.
Dora the Explorer?
I don't care, you idiot. Just keep your story going. Don't ask the readers questions.
Also, Anthony says this is a rehash of a Diary of the Wimpy Kid fanfiction, but with SpongeBob. Way to go, Raptor! You didn't even check to see if this was original.
Yes, that's been established by now. Thank you.
Oh, why would
I want to know what one it is.
I need to know, did the windows survive?
Shut up, Cam.
Anyway, there was a couple coming out of a fast food restaurant not far from SpongeBob and the others. They were holding a fast food takeout bag and they were going into their boat. They seemed pretty casual for being at the end of the road, not gonna lie. These dumb idiots placed a shotgun on the roof of their boat. And thanks to that, SpongeBob and the gang easily offend these lovebirds.
They're
Turns
gang
out-
now.
Turns out they had a lot of supplies than SpongeBob and friends. They even had a gallon of gas in the trunk. Patrick looked in the takeout bag and saw 2 cheeseburgers, a biscuit, a set of fries, and a box full of nuggets.
Wait. Burgers? Chicken nuggets? I've never heard these words before in SpongeBob.
I think they're called something else though. I think they're called crustacean meat burgers.
Something like that.
There was also a can of soda and a bottle of water. SpongeBob, Patrick, Sandy, Squidward, Plankton, Burrow, Plankton, Lyle, Gary, all tried to split their food 4 ways. There was a slight and
That was
by
3 paragraphs.
sorry.
Damn it, Kenzie, why did you tell him? There was a slight, and by slight I mean huge,
No one
problem
asked!
with the gang's car raid, though. After they filled the gas tank on their boat, other fish folk... Sounds like something from an H.P. Lovecraft story. Found out what they were doing, and not long after, they tried to kill them. Not for the gang's new supply haul, no, but for killing those 2 idiots? Were they their cousins? Well, I never got an answer to that,
We're not asking.
as they started to go after us. Sandy was punching and pushing everyone out of her way, while Pearl then slammed them in the head with a baseball
wait.
bat.
If I may interrupt real quick for a second, Manny. Well, I never got an answer to that as they started to go after us. You're watching this as an episode. What the fuck are you talking about?
Bagel and Bagel points out they do have canned bread.
Yeah, that was from that was a joke from an episode once.
Uh,
Do they even have canned bread?
Wow, they have it. Square.
But then they started to beat the absolute crap out of Pearl. This didn't feel like the SpongeBob I knew and loved.
Really? It took you this long?
This feels like something from a disaster movie. My parents were still asleep, mind you. I don't care. They were probably awake, but upstairs, like, discussing how much of a fucking fucking disappointment you are. They usually woke up during 7:15. Oh my god. But this episode was at least 15 minutes long. Anyways, SpongeBob had to escort Pearl back to the boat before the mob could do any more damage to her. She could have died. I don't care.
Does no one care? No one even likes Pearl.
Time card for 13 minutes later. SpongeBob, Sandy, Gary, Patrick, and Diamond managed to get to the bunker. They were all handing luggage and bags to Ruby, to which she would store into the bunker. When she went back upstairs to get some more luggage, she grew a sinister smile on her face. Before everyone else could even toss her all the food and water, Emerald grabbed the door to the bunker and closed it shut. Excuse me. Topaz had a cartoon-stylized angry eyebrows during this and wasn't hesitant to do such.
It's time to meet Mr. Angry Eyes.
That was when SpongeBob snapped and started flipping out on her, constantly swearing at her, using words that
SpongeBob
obviously
swore?
would
He swore?
get this episode even approved for little kids.
Really? I thought that line was drawn over at, like, Squidward being given a gun, but do you?
What's Kenzie? SpongeBob swore.
I chuckled a bit because I'm a dipshit. Hearing SpongeBob start cursing like a sailor in this kind of show. After SpongeBob calmed down, Cubic Zirconia started to say to SpongeBob,
It's a fish eat fish world, SpongeBob.
but she's not a fish. Before walking downstairs deeper into the bunker without saying another word.
Also, it's canon that she's a vegetarian, too.
SpongeBob said the N-word. Now that would be fun.
Jesus Christ.
SpongeBob says the fuck word 2013 colorized. I thought it was all dolphin noises.
Hey, Patrick, how the are you?
The scene cuts to the outside of the bunker. The bomb's already gone off. Well, that was anticlimactic. I could even feel the heat on my face. Shut up, you.
Go see a doctor about that. That has nothing to do with the DVD. That's you, like, having some sort of medical condition.
I felt the heat on my face. Oh wait, it is not the heat from the episode. It is actually my blood pressure going insanely up. Oh god, I'm having a heart attack.
Jesus. I'm gonna say the N-word. Narwhal. Just imagining the nuclear test film they used in this show. SpongeBob called Sandy a furry. Turns out that's a slur to squirrels. SpongeBob couldn't give up. What are you talking about? He grabbed a crowbar he took out of the boatmobile's trunk. SpongeBob.
I'm not letting us die like this.
SpongeBob tried using the crowbar to bust open the door, all while the song We'll Meet Again starts to play in the background. I already know they're not making it out of this. SpongeBob tried to open up the bunker, but to no avail. All when hope seemed lost. That's not how that statement goes. Sandy put her hand on SpongeBob's shoulder, which caused SpongeBob's attention. That's also
which
not
caused
how that
SpongeBob's attention. Fuck you.
She looked at SpongeBob, looking sad, and closes her eyes and shakes her head no to SpongeBob. Really, I thought she was shaking her head to... I don't even know what to say. It's just stupid. All while her head was facing down. SpongeBob looks at Sandy and starts to tear up. Sandy starts to cover her eyes, holding in her tears. As the mushroom cloud starts to grow and grow, Patrick and Gary go up to SpongeBob and holding his hand. Sandy does the same to Spongebob's other hand, and they were all about to accept their fate. Both Sandy, Patrick, and Gary close their
Both.
one collective eye.
Both, and then
after
goes
that,
on to list 3 people.
Yeah, you're right. I just knew. SpongeBob closes his eyes too. After that, the screen then cuts to black, while in the background is a sound of the flames of the fire and burning. The episode ends with no credits.
Wait. Flames. Fire. Underwater.
Hey, if we're underwater, how can there be a... I lied down on my bed trying to comprehend what the heck I just watched. My mom must have woken up, so when I heard my parents' room open, I quickly ejected the DVD from my laptop, threw the DVD in my trash can, turned off my laptop and put it where I found it, and jumped to my bed. My mom told me to get... Again, what's the big deal? First of all, it ended, so it's not that big a deal. Second of all, you're not watching porn. What are you trying to hide?
Guys, I was watching the band SpongeBob episode on my laptop, and my mom walked in at the part with Squidward, hit the concrete, and died horribly.
Well-
and now I'm back from playing video games.
Well, to be fair, maybe this kid knows what a disappointment he is to his parents, and like if he's caught watching something like this again, it's like, okay, that's it. We're taking you down to the workhouse now. We have them open up a 19th century workhouse just to send you to.
Don't worry, son. The salt mines will do wonders for your body.
My mom told me to get up and that we were going to get some donuts. I went and got dressed and got into the car with her, you fat, obese family. Today, I still remember that episode. I tried contacting Nickelodeon, but they never replied to my calls or emails as expected. Why the fuck did you expect them to answer? It's unlikely I'll ever find the origin of this episode. Yeah, no shit. I advise you, if you find this episode, do not watch it. It's my word of advice to you. If you want to try to find it, don't, just for your good. Shut
My
up.
word of advice to whoever wrote this, never write again.
Don't even sign your name.
Pages with grammar that doesn't suck. Fuck you.
Well, that was not good. And of the episode itself, I would give it a D-. It's not good, but better than one-course meal.
Okay. Well, at least we finally got that one over with. And now we're on to Demo Reel Lost Episode, which I have no positive feelings about.
You've never even seen it. And you're better off for that.
I saw how both Raptor and Gemma reacted to this.
Oh yeah, because it never occurred to either of them that by having a spooky demo reel of creepypasta, that bad things happen to Doug.
I didn't just say it.
So
that
you're
won't make it
fucking
better.
welcome.
Like that won't make it better. Like you still does walk
for you,
creepypasta.
Raptor.
I greatly appreciate this choice of image. Well, I'm glad. I figured I'd go with an actually good Doug.
An actually based Doug.
Could have also went with the dog from Up.
True.
He's also a based Doug.
So this is Demo Reel Lost Episode. Demo Reel was a show created and written by the Walker Bros, Doug and Rob Walker. It was panned by audiences. Only a specific few actually enjoyed the show.
Which is true.
They had all received lobotomies. This show was a stand-in for the nostalgia critic. The episode. I had received the episode by an anonymous fan of the NC by email. I don't want to announce his email
spelled like that?
I don't know, but that's why I'm pronouncing it email. for numerous reasons. So let's just call him ... Nick. The video was a torrent.avi file. Nobody cares, you fucking nerd. I downloaded the torrent, got some snacks ready, and relaxed. Because
Fucking dweeb. Who prepares
I
that
was
much to
a
watch
lose
something?
I was a loser
Sorry.
virgin.
Like, who the fuck prepares that much to watch, like, a fucking what you think is a Nostalgia Critic episode? What the fuck? I'll just take this one big, long paragraph.
Oh wait, Bagel says, what exactly is happening in this picture? You see, this was an episode where Doug and Skeeter were going to see a horror movie that everyone was saying was the scariest shit of all time, and Roger snuck up behind them and startled them.
Honestly, Roger is a loser. Doug is the real
Jam-
cool kid in school.
Jamie asks, wait, is this actually a Doug Walker creepypasta? Yes, in fact, there's two. This episode started with a frame that popped up for a split second, but I'll get into what the frame was once more later. Okay. It started off with Rachel, remember her? Malcolm and Doug all gathered in a room in their
Rachel
usual conference table. They are in the table.
Who are Rachel and Malcolm?
Black guy and woman.
Oh, they have names?
Yes.
Better Maniacs got their names
they're
too.
using their real names and not the names, I guess, from the show for some reason.
Well, I learned something today. I'm going to immediately forget it because I will not acknowledge them as anything other than black man and woman.
Black guy.
Well, this was first woman.
There was more than one?
Yeah, the first one moved away and then like her roommate took over.
Wait. Furry? Oh my god. I should have been drinking for this one.
Wait, where?
Jamie and Mike are both saying that Malcolm is a furry.
Something I don't even know. Is that like a real thing? Or is that like just something that became a meme because I don't know. I feel like that's the kind of thing Doug would take a lot of mileage out on his own reviews because he's unoriginal. Anyway, they were all looking down at the table grim-like.
Ah, it was all grim-like?
Grim-like. Their expressions seemed to be a mixture of angry, depressed, and traumatized.
Why are
all
they capitalized?
With a capital. All of them, the first letter capitalized for some reason, as if they were personified, perhaps.
Bagel, no.
Doug broke the grim silence. Manny, would you like to be Doug?
We cannot let whatever that thing was get into our video. We just can't.
Doug is Southern now.
What?
Well, it sounded like you gave him a faint Southern accent.
Alright, apparently Kenzie needs to have her ears checked.
Oh, I can't be the only one who heard it. What accent were you going for?
No accent.
It kind of had a Southern twang to it. At this point, I was puzzled. 5 minutes in. That's not a sentence, and you don't begin a sentence with a number. You have to write it out. Rachel came back with what was almost a cry or shout of anguish and despair. Donnie, I don't know how we can edit that thing out of the episode. Its face almost took up the entire frame of the camera. Look, that's not a nice look. We don't like Doug either, but that's not a nice thing to say about his face.
No,
also, this might be bad of me, but I had already forgotten who Rachel was.
Woman. Rachel
I'm not joking at this point. I keep forgetting that they have names.
Rachel sobbed during the exposition of the thing's face. Sorry it like took me a minute, but I had to like figure out that I was reading the right line. Not only because this is so structured so poorly, but also because it just sounded like such a clunky sentence. After 3 minutes of another round of grim silence, pick another word. Use a thesaurus. Malcolm suggested that.
Get to the show, yo. If we do more episodes, yo, this thing will find a way to get into our tapes, yo.
I was disturbed at this point, starting to want to shut down my computer altogether. 8 minutes in, stop. No sign of Carl or Quinn. Will
Who
you
are
pick
Carl and Quinn?
their names of characters in the show played by Rob and some other guy? And like you need to will you pick, are you using the actors' names or the characters' names? Pick that one. Just pure silence. Is the silence grim? I knew what was to come. The fuck do you mean you know what was to come, you ESP bullshit bitch? Who's talking?
I don't know, it doesn't say.
I'm just going to assume it's Doug, so you read.
If we cancel this show, we can't go back at all. No more anything anymore. We seriously have to find a way to get this goddamn thing out of our tapes and our lives. What are you even talking about?
Yes,
Fuck if I know. I realized this wasn't an actual episode. This was a real conversation between Malcolm, Rachel, and Doug. I can only assume that you realize this because they haven't tried to insert any pop culture references and disguise it as a joke. It was chilling. Just as I was about to shut my entire computer down, the so-called climax happened. Giggity.
Oh my.
Oh.
I heard a loud fucking roar.
Oh, I hate this person.
A loud fucking roar, so it was a mixture of a roar and a ecstatic moan. I could swear it was the impact of the moon hitting the Earth's atmosphere if I wasn't paying attention. That is not...
That is not something, a sound for which you
Earth...
have reference.
The Earth's atmosphere is not tangible. You could not hear the moon hitting it.
Look how in depth that is. You know, the sonic boom and stuff.
I could swear it was the impact of the moon hitting the Earth's atmosphere.
You chose this, Kenzie. You chose this.
I know. I know. And I still regret nothing. The camera went all found footage on us.
What?
Don't
Shut
say
up,
we are not
you
in this
worthless whore. I hate you already. Never write again.
We are not in this together. This is on you. This is your fault. The room was dark. It was pitch black. This is you, Manny.
Get to the exit. Hurry up.
I want to take over just so we can finish this quickly.
No.
Yes.
No, because Raptor,
Yes.
you do not read fast. Doug called out
I'll
as
try
he
this time.
sobbed and ran for dear life. Malcolm
Kenzie?
and Rachel were at the exit. It was too...
Kenzie,
Yes.
Raptor is greeting.
Well, and then he better read fast.
Okay, where were we? It was too late?
Yes.
Okay, it was too late. Doug looked up in nostalgia and horror, for it was the nostalgia critic himself before him. Only thing was, this wasn't the nostalgia critic. Its eyes were glowing, as if it were a vampire with night vision. Its mouth was thrust to its scalp, making a smile. Its teeth were sharp and mad with blood. The eyes were on this thing's were carved into its skull, leaving very small pencil mark-sized eyes revealed. Its body stretched in a grotesque manner. Its legs were broken backwards, and it grew wings out of its fucking temples. That was the frame that appeared for a split second as mentioned at the beginning. This thing attacked Doug to the point of where he was left to die. Rachel got caught by the thing and got pulled into the pitch black studio, letting out a blood-curdling scream. Blood splattered all over Malcolm, as he was the only one who just won to survive. The footage ended on a cooling funeral song with pictures of Doug and Rachel captioned Doug Walker, 1981 to 2013. Rachel Tillis, rest in peace. Whoop, that's the end.
As if it was a vampire in night vision.
Jamie says, "Oh my god, it was the Toffee Crisp vampire."
No. The topic of vampire was scarier than the story.
As if it was a vampire in night vision. Okay.
Mike, that is so
Okay.
fucked.
Again, the time frame the thing was probably drawn in MS Paint and poorly greens.
No, not that.
Yeah,
Couple more
I
up.
see it.
Yeah. Jamie, we're not bringing him up.
So, again, thanks to Kenzie, guess what the next one is?
It's the sequel, which I'm pretty sure was written by a different person, because this is a lot more, like, in terms of structure, written correctly. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Oh, and I see the category not sure if troll or trying to be serious. Great.
Yeah, this one definitely has that air to it.
So this is Demo Reel 2, The Backlash. Honestly, how do you write a sequel to a story where you kill the main characters? Oh, I mean, in the Jurassic Park novel, Ian Malcolm dies at the end, but then he's the star of the second book. They literally just said, oh, it turns out it wasn't that bad.
Well, here's how you answer that. You make it meta.
Of course, there's a sequel. The first story was amazing. Anthony Ramos, I could just hear the sarcasm dripping from that statement.
It's making the keys actually quite sticky.
Well, thank you for helping with my weight loss, Kenzie, because I don't want to eat anymore.
You're welcome.
We would have to do this.
Yes, Raptor.
After the events of the supposed lost episode of Demo Reel surfacing, do not put a link in here. I will kill your whole family. Except for your mother. I will make her my bitch.
Manny!
Yes?
What is wrong with you? You're in some kind of mood today.
Yes,
you showed us Demo Reel. The creepypasta. You didn't expect us to go crazy?
Yes, but no creepypasta author is Michael fucking Crate. That's true. He had his head bitten off. Oh my god, Kenzie. Are you serious right now?
Who is that?
Michael Crate. He wrote Jurassic Park.
I didn't know it was a book before it was a movie.
Oh my god.
Kenzie!
Why are we friends?
Oh, yeah. Yes, because it is totally unheard of for big blockbusters to be more known than the book they're based off of. Totally, like Jaws or The Godfather.
He had his head bitten off, but he just put it back on.
What was that, Raptor?
I knew The Godfather was a book.
So did I.
But most people don't.
Okay, I'm back, so sorry. No worries, Kay. I hope everything went well with your call. Hey, we should watch Demo Reel. I'm not watching this!
We're not having a watch party of Demo Reel.
Doug Walker has declined all knowledge of the episode and refuses to speak about the events of the film. Well, if he's alive, then obviously it didn't happen, you dipshit. every con he has been to, he has shot down the topic altogether. Okay, then I can't believe I'm saying this, but in Dog's defense, then shut up about it. He clearly
Really?
doesn't want to discuss it. Whether it's subtly or he does straight up, I don't want to talk about it. Please try to refrain from bringing it up. See, I can't even do the voice now because it's like, no, you have me feeling sympathy for a fictional version of Doug Walker.
Why? Why would you do that to Manny?
You have me. God damn it.
You animal! You see what you've done to him? Deep breath, brother.
Why does it feel like my nose is bleeding, but it's not? Either way, it has been eating the fans up.
Well, I mean, knowing Doug Walker's fans, I could actually see that happening.
Wondering if that was the real reason why he canceled Demo Reel. No, from what I've read and what you guys have told me, he canceled it because it sucked.
Yeah, because no one liked it.
And brought back his beloved character that the fans missed after his absence. I think I have the answer. Okay.
No, you don't.
I gotta say, I'm disappointed that he brought back the Nostalgia Critic because, as I've said before, watching his review of Avatar, like the series, not the fucking movie, when he was just Doug Walker, it's like, okay, he's a normal human being. I find myself relating to him. He's not screaming. He's actually giving a good review of something.
Right, like when he's watching like just shows when he's doing like you said with Avatar. I liked when he reviewed episode or like conveyed his thoughts on episodes of Steven Universe. Yeah, it was fine. I even like it when it's just the videos of him and Rob on the couch watching a movie they've reviewed, and they're like, this is our script writing process. Like, they're not sharing their jokes or like over exaggeratedly screaming. They're just like shooting the shit while watching a bad movie.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right. Now let me tell you something, okay? This is one of the paragraphs that made me want to do this, to read these, because this paragraph in particular is fucking cancer.
Now, don't get me wrong. I love Dog Walker. You love someone. And the Nostalgia Critic as much as the next guy.
There is no next guy.
At least I did. In fact, he was probably the only good content creator on the entire That Guy with the Glasses site.
Aylin has entered the chat.
Okay, just because of what you said, I'm going to catch up on some comments real quick. Declined all knowledge.
Oh, that was mostly the line. Those were the biggest lines that were cancer.
Jamie, that would have to be a lot of money. Everything's fine. Our protection plan changed. It was treated like I enrolled in a whole new plan. It's all Gucci. Oh, Gucci, okay. It's bleeding hyper-realistic invisible blood. No one saw a demo reel, would ever question why it was canceled. Beloved character, fuck off. Yeah. So against his prime directive was this feeling of sympathy. It caused the Legume Father to have an aneurysm.
Legume Father.
He should use the Nostalgia Critic persona for bad content because those are usually his best ones. Alright. This is just a retelling of the events I overcame after the viewing of the Lost episode. You may ask, did I get a copy of the Lost episode too? No, I wouldn't ask that because I don't care.
Yeah.
No. I was the person who posted the first story on this very wiki.
Are you sure? Because you're at least a lot. This is at least a lot better structured than the last one.
Okay, if
what happened? Did you write that back in like 6th grade and now you're in 10th grade?
If you are the one who wrote this, come here. I want to give you a hug. With my hands, specifically around your neck. It's gotta be a tight hug, too. It has been haunting me ever since that day. Every time I shut my eyes, I saw Doug Walker.
Every time I showered, I saw Doug Walker.
Jesus. Okay, that is pretty fucking terrifying.
Every time I kissed my wife, I saw Doug Walker.
What the fuck is this?
I might get some leverage out of that on the server for days to come.
Doug Walker in Donnie's costume, sitting where the nostalgia critic is supposed to be, staring blankly into my eyes. This leads into the nightmare I had just last night. In fact, I am feeling a strange sense of deja vu as I'm typing this. Anyway, the nightmare. It began just as I was walking down the street, singing "Do-a diddy diddy dum diddy." It's great. I'm considering hitting my head. No, Anthony, no. I'm considering hitting my head up against a wall until the memory is gone. Every time I had a naughty dream, I'd see that. God damn it. Well, is he Freddy Krueger now? Every time we touch, I see Doug Walker, and every time we kiss, I just want to die. Doug
Oh god,
walking.
now every time we touch, it's gonna get stuck in my head.
In fact, it was the street I walked down every day to go to work. I was cold, shivering, and I saw nothing. Alright, one of you take over.
Every time I shivered, I see Doug Walker.
Okay, I'll take over.
I hate you so
I'll do it.
much.
I had a sense of dread overtaking me as I kept seeing stuff that would normally be in my nightmares, Doug Walker. I.e., strange, grotesque monsters, a lurking zombie, and they all looked like Doug Walker. It sounds cliche, I know, but here's where shit gets really fucked up. Oh, here we go, guys. I stopped and gasped at the sight of a tie! The tie was black, which most likely scared me. Oh, black!
Okay, so, you see something, or maybe someone black, and you're frightened?
Just leave it there, Manny, please. In reality, it was more of the material. This isn't silk. I guess the sight of the tie brought me back to the realization that I just saw a video that will haunt me for the rest of my life, reminding me of the person who was responsible for my possible suicide, the nostalgia critic.
I'm sorry. Your possible suicide?
I have some really fucked up jokes, but I can't. I won't. And instead, I'll just say this. I see a tie, I think of Doug Walker. I screamed at the sight of it, "You fucking pussy, it's a tie!" And began walking back. I fell into an open door. And wait, isn't his tie red?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Which led me into a blue-lit room. I had no idea where the fuck the blue was coming from. I screamed at how bright the room was and the figure's shadow it was reflecting off of.
Sit down.
The voice was incredibly deep and sophisticated. What really scared me was the figure. Lingering. The figure wasn't talking.
He's just standing there.
Menacingly!
Hello, Vince. Take it for the turtle of joy. God damn it.
Yeah,
You want in on this, man?
that's why I'm glad when Vince is here. He says what I only dare think. For the voice was coming from the blue light. A familiar blue light. The plot hole. Now I realize how silly and over the top that sounds. But like I said, this is a retelling of what happened in my dream. I don't want any comments complaining about the lack of realism. That's not what our complaints are about, my guy. I just want to read this one line and then you can take it from here, Raptor. Anyway, the plot whore lured me into its gaze. You fucking pretentious
You just
bitch.
said the plot whore.
I don't care.
Listening in from work. No problem, man. Hope you can join us sometime soon. Uh-oh. I'm not going to read that out loud, Jamie, but God, that would be a hell of a
Jesus.
hell of a story to read.
I mean, we had one guy do that with PewDiePie.
Yes.
As I walked in, a booming voice shouted,
Wait, no more walking.
"Only walker."
I hate
Sorry, I'll go to... Do you want me to go pun jail or bad joke jail for that after this?
you. Both.
Okay. I stopped at its command. The next thing I remember is, ellipses, walking into a strange room.
Is it my turn now?
Yeah.
Okay. The room, it looked like a kitchen for some reason. I noticed a figure standing in the corner of the kitchen.
Come, Donnie.
The voice was somehow changing. Oh, no, the voice was somehow confident. The voice came from what I can make out, a woman. The woman seemed...
Ew!
Yuck.
So now I have to take over for the voice.
No, we're sticking with this voice.
The woman seemed very supportive, as I was wearing the black tie that I had seen hanging.
What?
What?
I don't know.
You have a very big day, Donnie. Let's go.
I don't like how you're reading that. You make it sound as if it's the start of a porn.
Oh
was
no,
taken.
I spilled my drink all over my shirt. I'll have to take my top off now.
Stop. Eddie.
I was taken by hand. I felt a strange sense of security as I was holding her hand, like nothing would ever happen. Every problem
it's
had just
okay,
evaporated.
Mama's gotcha.
This really does sound like the start of a porn.
A flash of light finally lit up my eyes, but I saw nothing but the womanly figure, dying, laying dead on the floor. I heard crying. A child's crying. I lifted my arms to find that I was Donnie. Shock.
What?
That was the other line that made me say, yep, I have to do this. Because this is how you know it's a nightmare. I actually had a nightmare that I was the protagonist of Demo Reel. Nothing could be more horrifying.
I looked at a cold sweat, forgetting everything that happened in my dream. For some reason, I was still scared.
1 sec.
If you
Okay.
forgot how everything happened, how are you recounting this now?
K says Manny no. K, yes. The demo reel porno.
There we go, Jamie. Every time I watch porn, I saw Doug Walker.
God. Well, it'll get you away from porn forever. I'm sorry, Raptor, continue.
I didn't know what it was. I kept sensing someone gazing at me through my window. I kept getting chills so much I finally had the need to go outside with a crowbar. 4 in the morning, mind you. Again, the blue light was blaring from an elongated distance. I felt scared. I screamed. My jaw was hanging as low as it could possibly go. I was still in the dream. I finally woke up at a table.
Why is this the second story that's involved a crowbar?
Oh.
The table was splattered with blood. I quickly sprinted to my bathroom. As I was washing my face, crying, I don't care if you're crying, you racist sack of shit. The person responsible for the blood on the table was behind me. The nostalgia critic. It's only a matter of time, Donnie. I stared into the mirror. My frightened face turned into a blank, sad frown. I immediately changed into my costume. I sat down. I felt my lips say the words. Hello, I'm the nostalgia critic. I remember it so you don't have to. What the fuck was that?
Because think about it. This guy's true, so, like, purest nightmare is becoming the nostalgia critic. I mean, come on, how terrifying a concept is that?
Oh, I hated that story.
Yes. Love to you at President Cam, why? Would you want to go? No, Jamie, I would not like to do that.
Nice, Cam.
Crowbar seemed like it had no reason. Yeah, I'm gonna look at this here. Oh my god. Truly a nightmare. Alright, well, that was garbage. And it started a racist, so, and not in a fun way.
It's not racist, we just started that.
I don't care, I'm calling him a racist, and that's how it's gonna be.
Okay.
I put the link for the next one in the chat there, guys. Because
Alright.
we are now on The Land Before Time, lost episode.
Oh no. See, I don't know why you guys get mad at me for at least recommending fucking stories that are already based off of stuff that suck. But then you do shit like this and recommend creepypastas based on things that I enjoy.
See, that doesn't really make the stories better.
And I couldn't really find scary Land Before Time art, so I found this picture of like cool robot dinosaurs instead.
Bobo dinos. Hell yeah. You know what they eat for breakfast, Manny?
What's that?
Steel.
Yes.
And for lunch, they eat iron. And for dinner, titanium.
Sucks more than Doug Walker's egghead. Well, that was fun. I mean, the story sucks. I'm gonna talk to Wilson now. Good idea. I mean, I'm scared. I don't know about you. No, don't do this to Land Before Time. I'm sorry, Cam. Just drinking an entire bottle of wine.
Yeah, see what I mean? It's like, what's worse? Reading something shit based off something good, or reading something that's shit based on something that's also shit? I think it's the latter.
Yes. That
and
is
yet
my
you guys
answer.
get mad at
Yes.
me. I am now mad at you, Manny.
I mean, that makes two of us, so.
I really like Land Before Time. We're
Oh,
not going to
man.
pretend we're going to pretend the sequels don't exist, but the original.
Oh man, our alien Saiyan's gonna show up and kill all the dinosaurs again. That was a hell of a story. You're gonna sully tree stars? How dare you? She Angie. K Angie, don't talk to her. I'm just furious all the time.
Kay and I are both angry. You stay angry, queen.
I will say though about one of the Land Before Time sequels, I at least like the song the one dinosaur sang about eggs, just because eggs.
Eggs. EWG.
I will say, and that's a thing I consider against the sequels, is that a lot of the songs are so fucking annoyingly catchy.
We Yankee, don't talk us, we Yankee.
I think I have like a Land Before Time sequel in my room somewhere.
Nice.
But yeah, but Kenzie, it's Doug Walker. I get angry, I see Doug Walker.
Egg sequel. No! Alright.
See an egg, I think of Doug Walker.
The Land Before Time. Fuck you. I was just 13 when the event happened.
Why is the event in
quotes?
quotes?
Maybe we shouldn't be reading this.
Was it not truly an event?
I was over at my grandmother's house as usual. We went there every Friday, but this visit was extra special. It was my birthday. Me and my family and I, moron, always went to my grandma's house on my birthday. When we got there, she had strung colorful papers all throughout her porch. Luckily, none of my friends lived on that side of town. Why?
You make it sound like you enjoyed being at your grandma's house at first, and now all of a sudden, luckily, none of my friends lived on this. Oh, Jesus Christ. My grandma, who loves me so much, decided to decorate her house for my birthday.
Okay, I need to find a way to, like, reward Bagel for this one. Yo, the creepypasta author, he was just 13 when his grandmother built a strange machine.
Jesus.
1. Dogload Dogscape Store. 2. Word find and replace. 3. Find dog. 4. Replace with dog walker. Kenzie, do you want to be the grandmother?
Happy birthday, my sugar pop.
I mean, at least it's not Sweet Bolt.
I mean, if it's coming from a little old lady, that would be endearing.
It's forever ruined, though.
No, not sugar bowl. I meant or sweet bowl. I meant sugar pop.
Sugar Bolt, oh god.
That's even worse somehow. But sugar pop, like, that's endearing.
Yeah. Desecrating Danny Phantom Man before time, I am incandescent. Sorry, Cam. Alright, she said in a cheerful, melodramatic tone of voice people of her age tend to have. You mean, like, sincerely kind? She stopped hugging me, and my dad and mother followed us into her house.
Right in 101.
Her house. It was worse on the inside. My grandmother outdone herself this year.
What's your problem, you ungrateful bitch? Like, I don't care if you're too old for it, like...
Yeah, it's like, you know, yeah, like, your friends will, like, make fun about it, like, later in school, but...
Like, they're not even there!
And also, that's one of those things, like, you make fun of, but, like, it's not... you don't actually think it's dumb. Like deep down, we're like, oh, that was nice of my parents or my grandparents.
Like, your grandma just decided to do up her house for your birthday. That's only your family, presumably, is gonna see. Like, because she loves you.
Yes, exactly.
Ungrateful sack of shit.
She had removed all of her tacky knickknacks from the shelves and replaced them. Oh yeah, how dare she have those little knickknacks? It's clearly not your anime waifu figurines or anything like that. Go fuck yourself. After my grandma found a new husband, I immediately despised her. For now, I only saw Doug Walker.
I look at my step-granddad and I see Doug Walker.
When your grandma is gone, you will regret not appreciating those things, you dick. Exactly. Thank you, Kay.
Right.
And replace them with pictures of creepy birthday animals saying random things. I don't think they were
your
random.
Problem?
I think they were things like happy birthday.
Yeah, like, it's probably just like puppies wearing party hats.
Okay, now, see, if it said what Mike said here, my grandma took down all her vaguely racist old-timey knickknacks. Yeah, that would be like, oh, okay, I understand that. Grandma's from a different time. She had put up a series of banners and a whole bunch of balloons on the walls. Okay, it's a party. That sounds great.
One of those, like, funny animals saying the things said, I hope you don't have a rough birthday.
Yeah, like a dog saying that. I noticed there were a couple of presents laying on the couch, lying. I sighed in depression.
What is your problem?
I haven't been feeling really happy this past year. Not since my grandpa died. Okay! Lead with that!
Yeah, you made yourself sound like a total cunt if you actually had depression, because you could start with that.
Yeah, like, I wanted to be happy for my grandma and, like, her happiness, especially since she was, the one who was feeling grandpa's death the most. But no. Oh my god.
Now I can't bring myself to sympathize with you because of everything else. If you had started with, I haven't been feeling the same since my grandpa died earlier in the year, and like you pointed out that I get that she's trying to, do this all to give us all something to focus on and be happy for, even though we're all still feeling the after effects. I just can't bring myself to join in
Exactly.
with her. Like would get that.
Creepy birthday
But
animals? Was she really into taxidermy or something? Okay, that would be a fun twist, actually. I'm sure your grandmother is also upset about her husband's death. Yes, exactly. Yeah, and Anthony says, how dare you do everything for my happiness, Grandma? Birthday animal saying random things. Happy birthday. Get some cake. Venezuela. Terms and conditions. Doug Walker. Oh, God.
Grandma, how do you know about Doug Walker? Oh, I
Venezuela.
love those nostalgia critic episodes, especially of The Wall.
Well,
Grandma, now I can't. Now I have to hate you, and then we couldn't blame him.
Alright. After his death, I felt like my whole being was torn and burned from existence. See, I still can't sympathize with you because you're being a pretentious ass. My whole
Yeah,
being
like,
was torn and burned from existence. Like,
what was
imagine,
your
like,
relationship like with your grandfather?
yeah, imagining this kid, like, falling to his knees and ripping his shirt open, like, and, and burned from existence and, line? What? Line? Because he's doing some, like, overly dramatic theater
Like,
performance.
don't get me wrong. When I lost my grandfather, will always be one of my favorite people in the world, like, it fucked me up for a long time, but I would never say it felt like my whole being was torn and burned from existence.
That last one, Tara. Ah, that's what it is. She's got a massive gilf crush on Doug Walker. Grandma likes Doug Walker's review of The Wall. Time to put her in a home. Alright, we gotta get through this. Okay, yeah, this is still just the third paragraph. I stopped hanging around with my friends and my family members altogether. Uh, I'm not gonna really rag on this because so far the spelling and grammar is okay. Altogether should just be all one word, just with one L.
Also, if you stopped hanging out with your friends, um, you basically dropped your friends, and yet you were relieved that none of them were on your grandma's street.
Yeah.
Whatever.
They probably don't care anymore because you've been ditching them. Almost every night, I would cry myself to sleep, thinking about my grandpa.
What the fuck does this have to do with Land Before Time?
That's what I'm wondering, because this is not a long story.
All right,
this is,
I'll read this.
hang on, before I must say, this is less the land before time and more the land before when I started caring.
After my grandma brought what?
Says his grandpa was a dinosaur.
Jesus Christ.
They had to bury the brontosaurus in a giant field.
I look at Littlefoot's grandpa and see my own grandpa. And Doug Walker. Oh, fuck. After my grandma had brought out a circular cake, that was when I noticed something strange. The dinosaurs that the cake was decorated with seemed to be dull in color, and they seemed to be sad. Weird. My father lit the candles on the cake with his silver lighter that he always carried around with him. That's unnecessary bullshit fact that I didn't need to know about. Like, when I'm reading stuff like this, I'd never stop to think, what color is the lighter?
Just makes me think of the Hobo Heart story, his lucky Zippo.
Lucky Zippo.
Zippo.
But yeah, I never stopped to ask what color was that Lucky Zippo.
And right as I say that, Cam says his ... Lucky Zippo.
I look at the Lucky Zippo and I think of Doug Walker.
God damn it.
I was sitting on the couch when they brought the cake in front of me. They started singing Happy Birthday. When I blew out the 13 candles, a horrible stench hit me like a brick wall. I smell a horrible stench. I think of Doug Walker. The cake smelled like a rotting animal corpse that had been dunked in shit and left in the sun.
Okay, well, I take back what I said about decent writing. You throw a line like that.
I reacted and smacked the cake out of my grandma's hand. It flew and splattered on the wall beside me. What is the matter with you? My mom yelled.
What's with the cake? I think Grandma put a dead dog in there.
I responded. I would never do such a thing. It was a simple vanilla ice cream cake. I thought it was your favorite. My grandma said with a hint of sadness in her voice that shouldn't, if it's my grandma said, that shouldn't be a whole new paragraph.
Yeah.
I walked over and checked on the now destroyed cake. She was telling the truth. ... On close inspection, it had a couple of layers of ice cream and vanilla cake.
I have to read Cam's comment here. Why does he know that's such a specific smell before this happened?
Also, I know this is a very big nitpick, and like you said, the grammar is not terrible, like with what we've been reading just this episode, but ice cream is 2 words.
Yes. I'm sorry. I thought...
Oh, it's all right, Sugar Pop. We will buy a new cake after the party. You know what we can't? You know what we can't buy, Grandma? A new granddad. My grandma handed me one of the 2 presents that were lying on the couch beside me. I opened it. It was a Blu-ray movie, The Land Before Time. Finally!
Hey.
Even though I liked dinosaurs, I thought this movie was too childish for me. Yeah, let's just glance over the fact that we actually see wounds from a T-Rex biting a dinosaur's mother.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, Grandma.
Grandma handed me another B-Day present. Shut
Oh
up.
my god.
This time it was a brand new pair of Nike shoes. Oh god, he's a sneakerhead too.
Was it my turn?
Yeah.
I think that's...
Okay. After the party had ended, I asked my parents if I could spend the night over at Grandma's house.
Wait. Oh, God. I hated my grandma's house now that my grandpa was dead. I hated being there. Hey, can I stay over?
Well, he didn't say that. It's just that he said, like, oh... He was, like, pissed off about, oh, she decorated the house, which is still, like, you know, ungrateful, because, like, she was trying. But even if it wasn't exactly age appropriate. But, it's like... You know, you're complaining about, oh, you know, all this kitty stuff. Can I stay at Grandma's?
After going home and getting the stuff I needed, I brought the Land Before Time movie with me back to Grandma's house in case I got bored or something. After several hours later, I was playing my Xbox on my grandma's flat screen TV. I got bored really quickly, so I slipped the Land Before Time DVD, Blu-ray DVD into my Blu-ray DVD player thing. I pushed the play button, and something strange happened. It started on the part where Littlefoot's mother died. Littlefoot was immensely saddened by his mother's passing. He walked to the now barren forest. Neither Ducky, Spike.
Sorry,
Yes.
Raptor, I just need to... Cam says, The Land Before Time is a beautiful film series, you ungrateful shit. I agree he's an ungrateful shit, and I agree that The Land Before Time, the first one, is a beautiful film. The rest I would not call a beautiful film series.
I hope this guy gets eaten by a T-Rex. That would make this whole story worth it. So
Right.
where's this story gonna go? It's me, your granddad. I'm stuck in the movie. Wait. They're too old for party decorations from grandma, but you're not too old for The Land Before Time. Even though he said just a few minutes ago that he thought he was too old for it. You know
like,
what?
Oh, just in case I got bored, like trying to justify it. Well, if like you think you're gonna get bored at your grandma's house, why did you want to stay the night?
Racking up.
Like, I can only assume it's to make up for the fact that you were being a miserable bitch the whole throughout your entire party. But you're not mentioning anything about like trying to maybe, I don't know, help your grandma do the dishes or sit down and talk with her and maybe try to air out your feelings about how you're both missing your grandpa.
Yep.
Oh,
And I
that's
get.
white.
Do you? I mean, I don't know if you read this whole thing through yet, Manny, but I'm gonna make a prediction right now.
I didn't read
The
any
whole
of this.
missing, the whole thing about his grandfather and that he misses him doesn't come up again, and it was only an excuse to be a miserable cunt throughout the birthday party.
Probably. Racking up a sick KD on COD on my Xbox while Grandma watches Protagonist.
Yeah, I need to read it in my narrator voice. I was racking up a 6 KD on my Call of Duty account on my Xbox 360 while my grandmother watched. She was scared, yo. Wait. Neither Ducky, nor Spiky, nor Petrie were anywhere to be seen. Littlefoot was mumbling something over and over again. It sounded like he was saying,
Truth forgets not know.
They are coming. They are coming in a very depressing tone. He walked to a small pond and dunked his head into the water. Several seconds passed. He still hadn't brought his head up from the water.
Jesus Christ!
Well, there you have it. Dinosaurs invented the concept of suicide.
After 2 minutes passed, his body started to fret about, like the foot was being drowned in the pond. He stopped thrashing and fell on his side first on the ground, his head still in the water. Oh my god.
Well, what the hell was that?
I couldn't believe what I just saw. Did Littlefoot kill himself? No, that couldn't happen. Was this one of the hacked movies?
You can't hack a
What
DVD.
the
But it was brand new.
You can't, right? Like, I'm not the one being an idiot here, right? You can't hack a DVD.
I don't
Should
know.
I go check? You want me to check?
Yeah.
I mean, you could if you really want. I feel like I'm right.
I think you can.
I mean, like, maybe you could edit the movie itself? I don't know.
I think you can also, like, maybe change, like, maybe something like the codes around so it works on, like, other DVD players from not from America.
Could be. Hope Grandma can't hear the Xbox Live chatter. Well, I remember the first one, the rest are hazy. I'd assume they're vaguely the same quality. Missing my grandpa,
either way, you
sad to
don't
say
call
that
that
this
hacking.
shitty story set close to home. Drunk Jimmy. Oh, I'm sorry, Jimmy. Littlefoot suicide. Suicidosaurus drowny. Hacker voice. I'm in. Dido suicide time. Spade using a hacksaw. Ah! I see what you did there, Cam.
Anyway,
Alright.
no, that couldn't happen. Was well, I read that already. Sorry, but it was brand new. All the stress I've been under was making me see things. Yes, that was
That's
it.
how that works.
Right.
That was it. The movie started to glitch and skip like the DVD was dirty or something. I took the DVD out, washed it under some water, dried it under my shirt, and put it back in the Blu-ray player. Same thing happened as before. It started when a part of the movie. This time, Littlefoot.
Wait, just, this time, Littlefoot, new paragraph.
Am I still reading, or is it just like part of the
No, you get one more.
Oh, cool. Anyway, Ducky, Spiky, Petrie, Littlefoot's grandpa, and Sarah were running away from something out in the desert. I couldn't tell what it was. They all had faces of immense horror as huge shadows were forming over the land.
What?
While they were running, Littlefoot's grandpapa tripped and fell. He landed with a large crack, and he didn't move. The gang stopped to look at the falling elder, and they now had scowling faces. Can I be Sarah?
Sure.
Also, that's more than 3 paragraphs.
I got an extra one because I'm a good boy.
Yes.
Let's leave the old fool behind.
Sarah suggested it.
Also, that's not how the name Sarah is spelled in the series. It's a pun on Triceratops.
Oh my god.
It's spelled Cera. If you're gonna write a stupid creepypasta about something, at least know how to spell the names right.
On 1 minute.
What are you mad at, Manny? I'm just pointing out a fact.
Because I didn't think of that pun.
Yes, why didn't you think about a pun that's already been made in what? When did this come out? The 80s, 90s?
Quiet, you. Yeah, he's just dead weight. Well, yeah, because he's literally dead.
Just dead weight.
Everyone nodded in agreement, which surprised me. Everyone knew that the Land Before Time movies were about friendship and helping others. The gang started running again. After a few minutes, they finally made it to the mountains. Right as they got into the mountains, a massive meteor struck the exact location where Littlefoot's grandpa had fallen.
Convenient.
There was a large explosion. It was so bright that I had to cover my eyes. After a few moments, the blinding lights died down. The land was nothing but burnt bodies and forests. The sun was blocked out. Ash was now falling like snow. The scene cut to an area of fallen trees. The dinosaur gang slowly pushed the trees off of them. They checked each other to see if anyone was hurt. They were all right. The scene slowly faded out into a black screen. I waited a few moments to see if it would fade back in. Nothing happened. I got angry and slammed the Blu-ray player with my fist. Oh, you fucking baby. And a strange noise came from... Yeah, you broke it! I looked to see if the screen had changed. Imbecile. It was still black, but appeared to have some sort of writing. I couldn't read what it said, due to the fact that the words were way too fuzzy.
Where way too fuzzy.
Where way too... God damn it.
I think I got a good estimate what the words were trying to say, though.
All of us...
You go first.
No, go ahead, because I'm just gonna keep reading.
Okay. I think the words say, "You are a pissy poopy baby. You probably wear a diaper even though you are 13. You are a baby. You are pussy."
All of a sudden, they screen cut to a scene where it showed the gang walking through the now burnt forest. Ash was still falling. Everyone in the gang had faces that were now realistically depressing. That doesn't even mean anything.
Does realistically depressing. So they look like photorealistic dinosaurs with sad faces? Do they still look like cartoon dinosaurs with sad human faces? What the fuck?
God.
What does that mean?
I'm just imagining like they were all just like cut out PNGs of dinosaurs with like sad faces poorly photoshopped over them.
They looked like they could just fall down and give up right there. But they just kept on walking through the ash. Somehow this reminded me of myself. Shut the fuck up.
Oh my god. That dinosaur dying of starvation and hunger is me.
The next scene showed the gang stumbling upon a giant long-necked dinosaur corpse. I could already tell that it was the corpse of Littlefoot's mother. The gang looked upon the corpse for a very long time. Then Spike walked up to the corpse and started taking huge bites off of it. Yes, I'm sure the herbivore did that.
Okay, I must say, Manny, the story was not super great, like so far, but the fact that there's like a dinosaur, like a well-known herbivorous dinosaur eating meat, I'm gonna have to deduct like several points for accuracy there. I'm very disappointed in this story. Shake my head in disappointment.
I could hear all the bones and tendons crunching in his mouth. I covered my mouth in disgust as I Okay. There we go. First quote for being back to streaming. After getting more and more decayed as he continued to eat the corpse of Littlefoot's mother.
Anthony says, it's official. This story isn't scientifically accurate.
One by one, each one of the dinosaur gang walked up and started tearing large chunks of meat from the long-necked corpse. Say something other than corpse. Their bodies becoming decomposed to the point where they were nothing but a pile of rotting organs and bones.
After completely eating the long-necked corpse, Ducky had spotted a group of sharp teeth.
Sharp teeth?
Also, sharp teeth apostrophe S, no, struggling to cross the land. The scene suddenly showed Ducky attacking and biting one of the sharp teeth. It wailed in pain as it toppled over.
Damn.
The camera panned over to the rest of the gang attacking and biting the rest of the sharp teeth. Each one of them toppled over, screaming in agony, and died. I was now covering my mouth in disgust. I was screaming. This couldn't be real. Instead of just shutting off the TV like any normal person would, I kept watching. Because I was compelled to. No, it doesn't say that, but let's face it, we all know if there was a reason given, that would be it.
Mike says, hear me out. Wendigosaurus. Okay, that's a movie we're making.
At the very least, someone needs to draw it. Now, instead of eating the dead bodies of the tyrannosaurs, that's how they spelled that, like they did to the corpse of Littlefoot's mother, they just stared at them. Suddenly, they started getting up, making low gurgling noise. Each one of the tyrannosaurs were now puking up large portions of blood and internal organs. Oh, charming. They started attacking each and every dinosaur they found, each one of them dying and rising once again. The process continues. When everyone was a rotting corpse, they all formed a massive group in the middle of the desert. Orgy time.
I just want to say right now, I'm going to be the voice of Littlefoot.
An extremely decomposed Littlefoot walked out of the group and faced the screen, looking directly at me with those cold, dead eyes. I was scared shitless now. How can a children's movie be this fucked up? Well, it was Don Bluth. Like everyone says, Don Bluth's mantra was that kids can handle just about everything as long as you gave them a happy ending.
At least until like the 90s.
The undead Littlefoot started to speak in a blood-choked voice.
Death comes to those who seek it.
With that, the movie stopped playing and the main menu appeared. It was as though none of that really happened. I thought about what Littlefoot said, and I've been happy ever since.
Go fuck yourself, you try-hard, edgy bitch.
Person will be like, I'm gonna make a scary story about the land before time. It's gonna be about the depression and depression and dinosaurs. It's gonna be super scary. It's gonna be super deep. I'm gonna get so many favorites on fandomwiki.com, and I'm gonna become famous.
You were right, Kenzie. The grandfather dying never came up again.
Yep.
Okay, this fucking comment from Lucy Dog 1378.
Can I read it? Can I read it? Can I read it, please?
No, I'm reading this one.
Aw.
Help wanted. Hello there, I'm Lucy Dog 1378, and I am in search of a team to help me make a very important project. If you are willing to help, there are 2 jobs open: writer and story builder. If you are willing to apply, come to my profile and tell me in my blog or message wall. Thanks, hope to see you there. Project name, Lament category, Loud House. What does that have to do with anything?
I guess that's the thing with these fandom wikis. Half of the users on this site have lobotomies.
So that was a story.
Indeed.
Was it though?
It was something resembling a story.
I will admit though, it was at least kind of funny to gawk at.
Cam says self-promo on a creepypasta? That's just sad. It really is.
Yeah.
Loud House, yeah. You message Lucy Dog 1488 or whatever, it's just a shitcoin shill account. Alright. Hopefully, though, I can make up for that pile of shit with the last story
What,
for
another
the
pile of
evening.
shit?
You guys remember Squidward's suicide?
Yes.
I
Well,
tried
and-
to drink away the memory, but I couldn't.
Well, this is a sequel. This is SpongeBob. Are you happy now?
Oh my god. Squidward Suicide 2?
That's right.
That's even more shocking than that film with the talking cat.
Trash. Yes, Anthony, it was trash.
Hang on, guys. I'm getting a call. I'll be right back. Just hold on for a sec.
Okay.
Okay,
Cam thinks
Okay,
he's
well-
actually read this before.
okay, while she's gone, I was gonna say I called dibs on Squidward this time.
Okay. Red Mist 2 Suicide Harder. God damn it. It's one big pile of shit. Yes.
Squidward.
But I had the caller ID listed a town and a job I applied for, so I thought maybe it was
Squidward's suicide. The Squidwell.
Squidward Suicide 2.
Go
The
to
streets.
pun jail, Jamie. I think this is your first induction into the pun jail, and you need to do it.
I'm getting a call. It's Lumpy. Another funeral.
This is so good. I got type it in the chat.
Squidward Suicide 2 The Streets.
Squidward suicide in space.
Squidward Suicide 2. Suicide Boogaloo.
All right, shall we?
Yes.
Should we do one paragraph each because they're so long
Yeah.
and there's not many of them?
Yep. Well, it has been a couple of years since the Squidward suicide incident that occurred in 2005 in the production studio of Nickelodeon. No, it hasn't been because it never happened. Andrew Skinner hasn't really been animating anyone, not that I know of.
And he hasn't been animating anyone.
For those of you who don't know who Andrew Skinner is, he is infamously known for the Squidward Suicide Red Mist tapes and other devilish animated cartoons he has worked on. devilish. Go fuck yourself.
Is
They're like
Andrew
really
Skinner like
devilish,
an real like person who was on, who was like an animator, or is this someone made up? And
Who cares? Who the fuck cares?
well, sometimes
I-
it's important because
I'm
are you
having a mental
besmirching?
breakdown right now, Kenzie.
Are you besmirching the name of like an actual? Nope, it's made up.
Okay. He was born in Scotland. Oh, I hear bagpipes.
Oh my god! Here, I'm gonna post the they actually like use a picture for someone to like say, "Yep, this is the fucked up person." And I'm gonna copy this image and I'm gonna post it in chat.
He was born in Scotland in the small town of Redacted, and ever since his adolescent years, he has been charged with multiple counts of murder and arson. No, because he would be in prison. Well, that's an ugly guy. He was finally caught and arrested in 2006, but after only serving a 2-year sentence, no.
Here's the thing. I would make fun of this picture, but because of the lighting, I can't tell if this is a mugshot or just like, some old boomer trying to take a selfie.
Looks like Breaking Bad, like production art. Jesse, we need to make lost episodes.
He
sorry.
disappeared from our radar, and we have yet to track him down. How do you know so much? You may ask yourself.
We're not asking that.
No, we're not. For starters, I was on the special team. No, you fucking weren't.
Oh, you're on a special team, all right, but not for investigation.
Maybe Saul helped him out. Called to investigate the strange occurrences. Oh god, we've got a detective.
Hand in your badge.
Give me your badge and your gun. Oh no, wait, this is Scottish, so he doesn't get a gun. He's not a firearms officer. The strange occurrences of the incident in 2004. I wasn't really fazed by the whole event, as I've seen worse, but for some reason, it hasn't really left my mind.
Now it's 2012 and I'm sitting in my office, looking at some paperwork I had to sort out when I received a package from an unknown sender. Package was in pretty bad shape. Might have been the mailman, but I think I'm jumping to conclusions. Yeah, always detecting, aren't you? Anyways, I throw the package in my drawer and focus on my work, since that's more important than that's more important than the package. That's how it's written. Even though I'm rather curious about what's in the package, but I have to resist the urge. Jesus, you could break those sentences up. A couple of hours later, I'm bored as heck. Stated like a true hardened detective. The only thing that could come to mind was the weird package. How many more times are we going to say the word package in this paragraph? I slowly opened my drawer and pulled it out. The box appeared to be dropped multiple times, and some parts of it were damp. Ew. I tore into the box, and to my surprise, it was a DVD, and taped on the front of it was a note. It read,
"To my best friend, redacted. From..." The name was smudged, and I could barely make out the letters. I keep going because there were no closing quotation marks.
The name was smudged, and I could barely make out the letters. I picked up the disc and inspected it. The back had some scratches on it, but it should be able to play. I walked out of my room to the meeting suite. I've never heard it be called a suite before.
Is this really happening?
Yeah. I turned on my trusty Dynex, trademarked, television, and my Pioneer, trademarked, DVD player, and I stuck the disc in the player.
Need to quote that one.
And I stuck the disc in the player and watched the Pioneer screen disappear. What are you quoting, me or the sentence?
You, my Pioneer.
I cannot believe this.
Well, that's what it says.
Product placement.
It says Pioneer.
I say we pronounce it different here. Like, I hear it being pronounced Pioneer. Are
Hello,
you
hello,
ready, kid?
Bioman. Why is everything trademarked? I don't know, but I wanted to point out Dynex and Pioneer literally have the trademark symbol next to them.
Yeah, they are. This is literally like a product placement.
I can't believe this. Product placement in my wholesome Christian creepypasta. A shame.
Are you ready, kids? The speaker shouted.
A SpongeBob episode?
I was seriously puzzled. But what can you expect from a weird package? You'd think that if after like all this time trying to solve like fucked up animations that it included one that's fucked with SpongeBob, you'd put two and two together by now, but apparently not. Hardened detective. The theme song finished and the title card came on screen. Are you happy now? But it was very different from the real title card that I remember. Again, you think you'd put two and two together. The letters were in a glossy red color and the background was a saddening gray, but the strangest of all were the faces. The faces were, ellipses, sad as opposed to happy. Yeah, that's usually what sad is, the opposite of happy. I figured I would pause it to bring the crew in because it might be another edited episode. Well, I mean, give him credit, he did figure it out within the same paragraph. I wasn't expecting that. I figured it might be another Skinner tape, since he's so predictable-ish. That's how he wrote that. Since he's so predictable-ish. Also, could anyone have picked a better name for him than Skinner? I thought it might be another Skinner tape. Sounds like it's a porno.
Seymour!
The crew rushed in with paper and pencils in hand to take note. Everyone seemed comfortable, so I continued with the footage. The title card began to glitch out as it began.
The episode started as I remember, since it premiered 5 days ago. The camera pans as the French narrator narrates. We see Patrick eating a leftover Krabby Patty from the dumpster. The camera continues to pan as it stops at the porthole window at the back door of the Krusty Krab. SpongeBob is standing at the grill. Squidward tells SpongeBob the order, but he gets annoyed as SpongeBob is laughing at the contents of a book. After more and more laughing and sighing, Squidward snatches the book from SpongeBob and asks him, "What's so great about this?" SpongeBob tells him it's all his happy memories from the Krusty Krab. Squidward then slams the book on the grill, and it burns up. It cuts to when SpongeBob asks Squidward what's his happiest memory. Squidward's thoughts show static, but for a split second, it shows Squidward on his bed with his tentacles hands covering his eyes. A quiet, barely audible scream is heard. He sighs and then says, "I guess I don't have a happiest memory. Oh well." The sound suddenly cuts out when SpongeBob and Squidward discuss not having a happiest memory. The sound then returns when SpongeBob and Squidward start crying and hugging each other. The sound was ear-piercingly loud. We all covered our ears. They stopped crying and they returned to normal. SpongeBob tells Squidward that they will make a happiest memory for him.
Bow, chicka, wow, wow.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh, we are
We need
children.
help. The bubble transition comes up, and SpongeBob and Squidward are both taking their shirts off. No, SpongeBob and Squidward at the concert, but the music that normal plays seems kind of off. It sounded like Squidward's awful clarinet music, but there were no clarinets were in sight. But
Oh,
there were
God,
no
because that never
clarinets
happens
were
in
in
a fucking
sight.
cartoon. Sorry.
The scene. No, seriously, there were no clarinets were in sight. God.
I mean, I'm just focusing on the fact that usually in cartoons, the fucking music never lines up with what's actually being played.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm noticing a lot of recommendations in my YouTube videos now where, like, fucking, I guess musicians take footage from cartoons and stuff of instruments being played and be like, oh, what's actually being played? Yeah, because they're not gonna edit, like, actual the legitimate notes being played.
Yeah.
Hard to animate.
I mean, they are entertaining, but
The scene continued until the violin-playing fish gets his bow stuck on the strings, similar to a bow and arrow. Oh, go fuck yourself. The bow flies and penetrates Squidward's eye.
bow chicka wow wow.
The disc then freezes on the frame, but the sound continued, up until the sound of the bubble transition. It then reverts to silence once again. This continues for a few seconds, and it returns back to the episode. Proofread. The other scenes play out normally, except they were in slightly darker hue. We continue watching and taking notes on the episode. Squidward tells SpongeBob he'll never have a happiest memory, and then he proceeds to go in his house. The scene continues to play normally. The disc then freezes on the frame of Squidward lying on his bed. The sound continues playing, but the screen is still frozen on this specific frame.
The narrator's voice comes up and he says, 2 weeks later. And the quality of the animation starts to deteriorate. I could not deteriorate. I cannot pronounce it right now.
Deteriorate.
Yeah, that.
Don't worry, it's probably a pointier word.
Okay, listen. I've heard it pronounced that way. That is how I've seen it. That's how I've heard it pronounced in school.
Will you feel better if I recite a poem for you? That would be
Poem?
better. That would be better if Gemma
There's
was
no
here.
I in poem, genius. That makes you. I bet you feel stupid.
That's what Gemma said. That's why I just said it would be better if Gemma was here.
I don't get that reference. When has she said that?
I guess that's more of a Scottish pronunciation.
Yeah. Deteriorate. That's not how you pronounce it either, but there I'm sticking with it. The camera then shows the outside of their houses, but the sky was pitch black, but you can still see the flowers in the sky. Okay. SpongeBob tells Gary that he's worried about Squidward. He proceeds to go to Squidward's house to check on him. The sound also starts to
Deteriorate.
I know, I can't right now. I'm just
I'll just say it for you.
Because now I'm just laughing. SpongeBob looks inside of Squidward's mail slot.
Oh my.
Yeah, that almost sounds like an innuendo, but let's just keep going. And the inside of his home looks decrepit. The scene continues to play out normally with the exception of the pitch black sky and the poor audio quality. The screen freezes once again on Squidward as he hangs a rope on a beam. Okay. Oh, yeah, this is an episode. Like, this was an actual episode of SpongeBob where I never saw it, but I've, like, seen people talk about it because people were freaking out about it, like, because not only was it fucked up, like, teasing about, like, oh, he's about to commit suicide, but people were freaking out, like, oh, it's the animators, like, having a wink and a nudge about Squidward's suicide when there was really no proof of that.
Later, Mike. Have fun with your meetings.
Bye, Mike.
Bye, Mike. The sound abruptly cuts to silence. The screen unfreezes after a couple of seconds, and it shows Squidward tying a rope around his neck. That's not what happened. I can't seem to get happy, he says with a more depressing voice. Like, in the cartoon, like, he's shown hanging a rope, but then he pulls up a bird cage.
Can't get happy anymore. Perhaps this conveniently placed bird cage will make me happy now.
He says with a more depressing voice. The poor audio made it sound very unnerving. That's not how that works, but okay. He kicks the ladder from underneath him and he jolts up and down. He starts to squirm as the rope seems to get tighter around his neck. He starts to make loud choking noises, which sounded horrifying. God, these fucking tense swaps. His face starts turning pale and his eyes become even more bloodshot as he continues to struggle. He abruptly stops squirming and he goes limp. Squidward was dead. The camera slowly pans
Squidward died.
Out the porthole window as Squidward's lifeless silhouette sway back and forth slowly. I didn't mispronounce that wrong. It just says sway as if it were multiple, but that's not how that goes. The camera stops when Squidward's house is in full frame. Screaming, crying, and the sounds of the swaying rope slowly faded in. Then the darkness slowly consumed Squidward's house. The sound slowly ceased as the episode ended.
I'm just having a comment.
Bagel says, yeah, I think a certain mysterious mister talked about the episode too. Yeah, he did. And Jamie says, I can't wait for SpongeBob to tackle 9/11.
Anyway, the episode ends with regular credits, but a video abruptly cuts the credits. There was a person recording themselves down a path in what appears to be a forest. The video was in horrible quality. He continues to walk until he approaches a small, dirty cabin. He goes inside, and there was an old computer and some loose papers scattered over the floor. He sets the camera down, but the glitchiness of the video sort of censored his face. The man then scurried towards a wooden crate and looked for something. He grabbed what then appeared to be a rope or chain. He grabbed the camera, He grabbed the camera and rushed outside. Then he set the camera on the floor. He then proceeded to tie the rope to a tree. He then rushed off the screen and grabbed a ladder. He then tied his rope and last chain around the neck in a similar fashion as Squidward did in the episode. He then kicked the ladder away. He started squirming and gasping air before he went limp. He died. Oh no. The video cut static.
Well, that happened. We took the video to the tech experts, and they couldn't identify the person in the video at the end, but they found out the date the video was made. 5th of April 2012. The animation was created on the same date as I received it. We tried to find the location of the cabin, and the results led nowhere. The results lead nowhere, sorry. We were all frustrated. I was filled with anger. He Angie no talk him. I wanted to know who Skinner was, so I could kill him slowly like he killed his victims. You don't get to decide that. The man in the short video couldn't be identified, given that the video was in really bad quality. Again, I was furious that I couldn't find Skinner, but I still have hope. Maybe with more careful analysis, we can find Andrew, wherever he is.
Maybe he's upstate New York.
Yeah. Bioman says, I love the way Raptor emphasizes certain words. It's superb. Yes, I agree. And there's one comment by Leonified.
Can I read it?
Go ahead.
8 out of 10. It's scary and same time depressing and good creepypasta. Me likey.
It doesn't actually say me likey. But Raptor did not misread that. It literally says scary and same time depressing.
And neither of those accurately describe this story.
Exactly. Have some fucking standards. And that was from November. Or no, from July. God,
Yes. Wait, how do you mix those two up?
I don't know. I'm an idiot.
Oh, it was on my birthday too.
Yep. I'm sorry, Raptor. I just imagine like you reading this and just like closing the tab. I guess happy birthday me.
I look at the camera and I say the line, then it rouses out with corny saxophone music.
So so there was the sequel to Squidward's Suicide. What'd you guys think?
Okay, I know this may sound like a bit of some blasphemy, but if I'm gonna be honest, I did not like it, and I did not think it was better than the first one.
Kenzie?
I mean, what do you want me to say? What can be said? It's a sequel to Squidward's Suicide, and it was just about all that I expected it to be, except from the viewpoint of a hardened detective, apparently, which also very original.
Juvember. Thank you, Cam. That doesn't at all sound like a horribly mocking name for Hanukkah. At least there wasn't any child murder. Yeah, I'll give it that.
I mean, I guess that's the one thing you could. I guess it gives it that one leg up.
Well, despite how fucking awful all of these stories were, I had fun. I'm glad that we're back to streaming.
So it's fun.
And I mean, I always just enjoy being able to do this with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Don't sound too excited, Kenzie.
I mean,
I am being
I just read a
sincere.
sequel to Squidward's Suicide. Forgive me for not being just full of beans. What? It's an expression.
I know. But I hope you guys all enjoyed as much as you could. We'll be back tomorrow for more hunting dogs with Bioman.
Woohoo!
And I should have a drawing of Christine ready for that stream.
Oh no.
Yay.
And then we'll be back next Tuesday with more hot and cold beans. Hopefully with Gemma, maybe Najee, maybe Kobe. Who knows? Who knows? But please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you guys next time. Same bean time, same bean channel.
Night, guys.
Night, everyone. Goodbye.